While many built Talion as a multiclass of Ranger and Warlock, I went for a multiclass of Ranger and Wizard, with a focus on the Necromancy School of Magic. While the former is a more lore-friendly approach, my build focuses on having Talion to be able to raise and control minions. Necromancy's Grim Harvest ability is quite similar to Talion's Drain ability. Talion, through Celebrimbor, can raise undead orcs just like any necromancer. Although other wizards can cast this spell, wizards of the necromancy school can cast a more potent spell. The only problem with this build is that you need to add a little more imagination that the game provides. Just imagine that all these wizard abilities come from Celebrimbor. Hello guys, Genuine here of Genuine Gaming, and here is my Talion of the Shadow of War build for Baldur's Gate 3. This is not an overpowered build, but a thematic one. This is a build request from Sky King TV. You can play this build in Honor Mode. Overview. Talion is the protagonist of the Middle-earth series, both Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor. He was once the captain of Gondor's Black Gate. Now he walks a vengeful path through the corrupted lands of Mordor. Fueled by rage and a pact with the wrath of the Elf Lord Celebrimbor, he becomes a terrifying embodiment of vengeance. Talion is a complex and conflicted character. He is a powerful warrior, a master strategist, and a relentless force of vengeance. He excels in wielding a sword and bow. He is also a master of stealth and infiltration. More importantly, he hunts those orcs who brutally murdered his family. That is why I gave him the Ranger class with the Hunter subclass. Bound to Celebrimbor because of his death, Celebrimbor's magic grants Talion a natural agility and strength. He can dominate the minds of orcs, bend them to his will, and unleash devastating spectral attacks. Although the Warlock class is more appropriate for this build, I still went for the Wizard with the Necromancy School. The problem with the Warlock class is that their spells are quite limited during combat, and their choices are fewer. With the Wizard class, you can cast more spells in combat, which would mean you can use Talion's ability more in combat. The problem with this route is that you're going to add your imagination to what the game provides. Gear and equipment. For his gear and equipment, there is nothing much special about it, as you just need to emulate his fighting style in Shadows of War. I think he is wearing a medium armor and wielding a long sword. However, you can change his weapon to a great sword if you want for more damage. Before he gets the gloves of dexterity in the later part of Act 1, I would recommend letting him wear heavy armor because his dexterity is quite low at the start. In Act 2, he can buy the Yuan-Ti scale mail for his medium armor. For his boots, get the disintegrating Nightwalkers in the Grimforge. This would prevent him from falling prone when walking on grease or icy terrain. He would be concentrating most of the time during combat, and avoid falling prone would greatly help in maintaining concentration. In line with concentrating most of the time, the Strange Conduit ring will boost his damage output. Wearing this ring would give Talion an additional 1d4 psychic damage to weapon damage when concentrating a spell. And I suggest equipping the Crypt Lord ring for his other ring to add the raise that ability he has in the Shadow of War game. To improve his spellcasting ability, I would suggest equipping him with Helmet of Arcane Acuity. This would give Talion Arcane Acuity for 2 turns whenever he deals damage with a weapon attack. Arcane Acuity gives the affected entity a +1 bonus to its spell attack rolls and spell save DC for each turn remaining. It can get up to 10 turns. Build. We are going to select Human for Talion's race. This would give Talion an additional proficiency in skill of our choosing. His carrying capacity has also increased by a quarter. We are going to choose Ranger for his class. For his favored enemy, we choose Ranger Knight. This would give Talion heavy armor proficiency, which is quite important at the early level as our dexterity is only at 10. For his natural explorer, we choose Wasteland Wanderer Fire, as Mordor is a volcanic wasteland dominated by Mount Doom, a volcano that perpetually blankets the land in a choking haze as it always spews ash and smoke. For his abilities, we make their strength 17, dexterity 10, constitution 14, intelligence 14, wisdom 10, and charisma 10. Later on, we get Ethel's hair and increase our strength by 1, making it 18. For his skills, we make sure we get stealth, and the rest would depend on our party's needs. I suggest limiting your choice of skills based on strength and intelligence. At character level 2, Talion remains in the Ranger class and gets a fighting style. For his fighting style, choose defense and increase his AC by 1. For his spells, choose Hunter's Mark and Long Strider. Long Strider emulates the elven agility of Talion. At character level 3, we will choose the Hunter for Talion's subclass. For his Hunter Spray, we choose Colossus Slayer for an additional damage per turn against enemies whose hit points are below the maximum value. For his spell, choose Enhanced Leap to improve the elven agility of Talion. At character level 4, Talion gets a feat as a level 4 ranger. For his feat, we choose Great Weapon Master. This would give Talion an additional attack through his bonus action every time he executes an enemy or makes a critical hit. If you are having a problem of hitting an enemy, just toggle off the all-in feature of this feat in the passive tab. At character level 5, Talion gets the extra attack of the ranger. For his spell, I suggest choosing Dark Vision. As a human, Talion does not have the Dark Vision ability, but casting the Dark Vision spell upon himself, he can see in the dark to a range of 12 meters. This spell is helpful in dark areas. What I like about this spell is that it needs no concentration and it lasts until the next long rest. At character level 6, we now give Talion the Wizard class. Going for the Wizard class may not be the lore-friendly approach. However, this would give us a flexible approach to how we emulate Talion's abilities in Shadow of War. As a level 1 wizard, Talion gets Arcane Recovery once per day out of combat. He can recover expended spell slots. For his cantrips, choose Light for the Elven Light ability, and then the other cantrips are up to you. I would say Firebolt and Shocking Grasp is a good choice. By this time, Talion is a level 3 spellcaster. He can learn up to level 2 wizard spells. Make sure he learns Magic Missile for the daggers, Swift Barrage ability, Misty Step, an emulation of the Shadow Strike ability when combined with an attack, and Hold Person, an emulation of controlling an orc. He now has 4 level 1 spell slots and 2 level 2 spell slots. At character level 7, we get to choose a School of Magic for Talion as a level 2 wizard. We choose Necromancy for his School of Magic. He gets the Grim Harvest ability as a level 2 Necromancer. Once per turn, if Talion kills a creature with a spell, he regains hit points equal to twice the spell slot level used. Thrice if it is Necromancy spell. This emulates the Drain ability of Talion. He now has 3 level 2 spell slots. At character level 8, Talion is now a level 5 spellcaster. As a level 5 spellcaster, he can learn Fireball to emulate the Detonate and the Mighty Shot Fire ability. Learning Haste would further improve his Elven Agility ability. He now has 2 level 3 spell slots. At character level 9, Talion gets a feat as a level 4 wizard. Increase his intelligence by 2, making it 16. He now gets 3 level 3 spell slots. At character level 10, Talion is now a level 5 wizard but a level 7 spellcaster. I suggest choosing the Animate Dead spell if he has not done so to prepare him for the next level. He can now upcast his Animate Dead skeletons to level 4 to raise 3 skeletons instead of 1. As a level 7 spellcaster, he gets 1 level 4 spell slot. At character level 11, Talion is now a level 6 wizard. As belonging to the Necromancy School of Magic, he gets Undead Thrall's ability when he uses the Animate Dead spell. He gets to cast an additional undead, and these undeads have additional hit points and deal extra damage. He now has 2 level 4 spell slots. At character level 12, Talion is now a level 7 wizard, but a level 9 spellcaster. He can learn Cloud Gale to emulate the Talion's poison-based abilities, Cone of Cold to emulate Shower of Ice ability, Hold Monster, an improvement to the Hold Person spell, and Dominate Person to emulate Dominate Orcs abilities. He now has 3 level 4 spell slots and 1 level 5 spell slot. Gameplay. Talion always casts haste at the start of combat. This would emulate his Elven Agility ability. At the same time, this would give us 2 attacks and at the same time be able to cast a spell. Always remember, if you're playing in honor mode, the haste spell does not give you 2 additional attacks. Your extra attack is only applied once. This is more adhering to the D&D tabletop rules. That is why I would recommend using this extra action to cast a spell instead of attacking, as it would greatly benefit Talion and his party. By casting a spell, Talion can deal more damage, and if he eventually kills an enemy through his spell, he gets to regain some of his hit points. Do not cast haste if you are planning to use your hold person spell or another spell that requires concentration, like Cloud Gale and Hunter's Mark. If you are in haste and you can cast hold person, this will put you in the lethargic state, cancelling both your haste and hold person spell. If ever you want to summon undead, I suggest letting another party member cast an aid spell on them. This would furthermore increase their HP. You could also boost them with Talion's Enhanced Leap and Longstrider spell without spending a spell slot, as long as he casts it outside of combat. So that's my Talion build. If ever I miss out on emulating other abilities of Talion, share them in the comment section and teach us how to emulate those abilities. For other ranger builds, try checking out my Minsk build. I call it the Wild Warden of Justice. It is mainly a ranger with the level dips of both Paladin and Barbarian class. See you in the next video. Ciao!